turn.
God dang it! God dang it! Max, you know how subconscious I am about my voice.
I'm 24, single.
I'm actually 23.
Living in Missouri.
No, I'm in Ohio now. Max, you get everything wrong. Get everything wrong.
They're like next to each other or something.
The viewers don't need to hear about our internal strife.
His address is.
The stream ends abruptly. All right. Let's So this is Neeb vs ShoWTimE. This is a series from WCS Valencia, and Max Angel will tell us a little bit more about this game.
You said it all, Travis.
All right. And with that, we're starting the replay.
It's the round of 16. It was a really epic series, actually. I don't really remember what happened, but I think I watched all the games. It was super close. I don't remember who wins this game, so we'll find out together. And it's the 25-minute game, apparently, so it seems pretty good.
This is a long one. This might be the longest replay we've done.
I think it is. I think it's a little longer than Mana vs. Namshar.
So Max, you mentioned that the video that has the most views right now you felt like was our best one.
Mm-hmm.
And was that the parting versus
Zest?
Zest. So, alright.
Yes, so
let's try to recreate that magic.
No. Let's try to do better. You strive for improvement.
Horrible stuff.
If I were like, every time I came back, if I was like, I want to be as good as I was before. No, you want to be better, Travis. You always want to be better.
Right.
You know, what's that guy, Mario? He could play better. He's the best, but he could play better.
Oh,
who's that guy? Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin? They could have played better.
Could have been better.
You could always be better.
I mean, you're not wrong. You just...
You know?
Alright, Max, tell us what's going on in this game.
Can you pull up... never mind. Yeah, so we're... Oh, maybe we should explain. Travis is streaming, and he's the only one in the replay because they updated right after they released the replay pack, which means we can't be in the replay together, which is very sad. So, yeah, Travis is the captain, and we are on the ship in this replay. But it seems like both... Exactly. It seems like both of them are mining only 2 gas, I think. Is that true? So they're not as much gas as they could be getting. ShoWTimE went back on 3, but he was on 2 for quite a while.
Right.
ShoWTimE going Stalker Sentry. Neeb going Stalker. Very interesting. So we saw parting versus Zest, and the Stalker Sentry is slightly more... I can't believe Neeb is still on 2 on gas.
Can you explain why he's doing that? Just a small nuance, perhaps, or...
I don't know if I can.
Oh.
I don't know. I think he has 18 on minerals. Knowing Neeb, it's probably intentional, but I don't know if I could tell you why.
Is it because he just doesn't need that much more gas? He's just trying to...
Oh, no, it's a mistake. It's definitely a mistake. He's going Stargate. He should have 3 gas.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to have 3 on both gases when you're going Stargate. You need
That's true.
You need that gas. I mean, Neeb could have something crazy planned out, but I think it's just a mistake. So anyways, interested to see if it's Oracle's Phoenix coming from them. Oracle from Neeb, Phoenix from ShoWTimE. Okay. As far as I can tell, you're pretty much guessing whether or not your opponent has a Stargate, and if they have a Stargate, you want to go Phoenix, and if they don't, you want to go Oracle. That would be like the optimal luckiness. Let's see. What's going on Neeb's side of the map? On Neeb's side of the map, yeah. See, what's he building? Anything? Just oracles. Okay. Okay, and what's going on with the natural good? Twilight Council. And this is kind of rough. I like being in control of the replay.
I know, man.
I wonder if there's any way I could run the stream.
We could just have to.
Oh, you know what? Oh, what? Maybe I'll open up the replay in my StarCraft also, even though I'll be mainly watching you. Nah, I don't want to do that.
That could work.
Because yeah,
I don't watch your camera normally. Oh, but then we wouldn't be looking at the same times.
Yeah, it would get a little difficult. All right, well let's keep rolling with this, I guess.
All right.
So does Neeb has 2 oracles somewhere, or did he lose them? I didn't see what happened. Does Neeb have oracles? Straight to blink. Oracle. 1 oracle somewhere.
Where is this oracle? Oh.
Forge. What's the worker count for both of them?
Even.
Okay. 9 stalkers for. Is ShoWTimE building more Phoenix? No, stops at 4. Gets immortals. He just has a robo and a Stargate. Does he have anything else?
That's about it.
Forge. He has Forge also. Okay. Okay, so this looks. Oh man, your profile on the top right is literally covering the supply. I can't see it. Oh wait, no, the supply's at the top also. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. That's cool. We're chilling. Twilight, Star, Immortal. Okay, well, I guess it's pretty even. So when we go back and watch it the second time, we're gonna want to see Neeb's early pressure at the front. I think that has something to do with his oracle choice, because if you're aggressive at the front, often you can send the oracles in the back and they can get some damage done.
Yeah, that was that early stalker pressure, right?
So, and then ShoWTimE was more passive and he built Phoenix, so that might be something to think about.
So now at this point, would you say it's playing into a kind of a standard mid game, Phoenix versus? Well, they both opened up Stargate, so. But now we kind of see where they're deviating, where ShoWTimE has the Immortals coming out with Stalkers, and Neeb pretty much just has only Stalkers right now.
Did someone recall something?
It looked like it. I saw something.
What got recall? Oh, the Phoenix. Oh, the Oracle must have gotten the main. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I would say this whole game has looked pretty like something pretty normal. Yeah. And the mid game, I think they're both going for the same thing. Like sometimes you can try to go for disruptors. I'm not quite sure when it's good and when it's not, but they're both playing the standard Immortal Archon type thing.
So Neeb's going for the Archon Stalker. Well, I guess they both have Archons, right? So, but Neeb has a distinct lack of Immortals.
Oh, the Phoenix getting. Oh, Neeb's going for it, huh? Oh, that's interesting. Neeb is going for it. Let's get more supply.
Indeed.
In Neeb. You got him. Oh, this attack makes a lot of sense, actually. I like this attack line.
It definitely seems like really Neeb should win this fight, right?
Yeah. He's winning so far, but it's... Oh, he lost the War Prism, okay. Right. So that's why the game's going to go on, because that's really important.
But the damage still, I think, is...
Oh, he's trying to end it. Yeah, the damage is... Right. Damage is pretty good.
On. Last Immortal.
Let's see.
I mean, 11 probes killed now.
Plus worker counts?
Oh, still even somehow.
Yeah, the Phoenix killed
Phoenix,
a bunch.
Yeah, they've been doing work for a while.
ShoWTimE holds. So if that War Prism doesn't die, I'm pretty sure it's GG. But with 4 Phoenix, it's kind of hard to keep alive anyways. Okay, Okay. Wow. This has been a very interesting game so far. It is a little surprising ShoWTimE held that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that shield battery really put in work at the front.
ShoWTimE has pretty big army right now, but he's not. Well, I guess that's the value in Phoenix, but
Yeah, this is one of the reasons Phoenix are really good. Keep doing damage. What's Unit's last tab out of curiosity? A little more for Neeb.
Yeah.
Yep, almost even. Okay. This is a cool game so far. That's, I don't know what the colors mean. That's +2 attack starting up for Neeb and +1 for ShoWTimE?
Yep.
Okay. What's +3? Is that red or something?
I
Oh
think
no,
so.
that's +3 for ShoWTimE.
Oh, that is. Wow.
Yeah.
You're the protoss.
What? I don't know what the like these colors don't show up in game. It's only in the replays.
No, don't they
I don't
show up
know.
when you click on the forge?
No, I don't think so. It's only in the production tab that they look like.
Max, look at that, Max.
Oh. Oh.
I'm ashamed,
Oh.
honestly.
Oh. It happens. Travis, it happens.
It happens. So
So at this point in the game, they're still going for the same comps, but it can be kind of hard as a player to know where you're at. Like obviously, from our perspective, we can tell it's an even game. They got even supplies, probably even workers too, if you pull that up. But from the player's perspective, you have to think about, okay, or as ShoWTimE, my Phoenix killed this many workers, and then he killed this many workers with the attack. And it can be kind of hard to know, like, because it all depends how many workers each player killed. It can be hard to know where you're at in the game.
right.
So
And Neeb just did a push. He knows he did a lot of damage. Do you think Neeb feels like he's even or slightly ahead? What do you think his mindset is right now?
I would say if I were playing as Neeb, I'd probably think I was slightly behind because he killed my whole army, and he had a few units left over.
Yeah, when we
So
definitely
I would
saw
prob-
after that
yeah.
fight that ShoWTimE had the much larger army value.
Of course, either of these players could be thinking they're ahead, behind, or even.
Right.
Because it's just, yeah, it's hard to know.
ShoWTimE does have the +3 advantage here.
Oh, the obs over the army is so painful.
Yeah.
If you don't know it's there, you just get so much information. Okay. So ShoWTimE must have thought he was ahead because he's going for this attack. You don't really attack straight up in one location unless you think you're ahead. I'm surprised he doesn't do some multi-prong in the main.
Right.
And that
He does have the Warp Prism, so...
Taking it forward. Neeb's got the Warp Prism. Now let's fast forward a bit and see what happens. Yeah, ×2 is good. Oh, Neeb's got DTs. Good late game tool. Yeah, this 3 DT drop is really good. Oh, ShoWTimE gets really lucky with the Immortal there, but still loses cannon. Oh, the Phoenix. Okay. This still gets 11 probes, wow.
Yeah, ShoWTime's really not trying to hold off on sending those units, I think rightfully so, right? You would anticipate an attack possibly while, you're being dropped.
Yeah, you can't... Oh, is there a drop at Neeb? He just recalled.
Don't think anything's come in yet. I think this is just a reaction to seeing the Warp Prism.
Okay, so now both players should know, as you approach like 180 supply, that you're definitely both like in the game for sure. They should know that. Both of them should know they're definitely not behind because they got met. Even by 180, you should know you're like not too far behind, if at all. So at this point, it kind of all comes down to the concave,
right,
and the immortal count. I think Neeb's army Well, ShoWTimE's army looks a lot bigger, like just visually looking at it. Neeb with those 5 immortals. The immortals really help versus the Archons. Because I think Archons. How much damage do Archons do to non-biological? Can you see it?
I have to turn on my tooltips.
Not the only tip.
Oh.
What the?
Whoa.
Whoa, buddy. For those of you who don't... Never mind, I won't
So
say that.
I just want to point out, well, the pro cap's probably about to go down for Neeb, but for a long time there, for a few minutes, Neeb was up a solid like 10 probes, just because of that DT drop he did earlier. And like ShoWTimE he did not make probes anytime during the fight or. So now I think they're a bit closer, but you know it's still not making any probes. So
this is a really interesting transition from into the disruptors. What are their upgrades at right now? 3, 1, 3. Okay. Definitely makes sense. ShoWTimE is going for shield as next upgrade.
Oh, look at these armies! Count. Oh my goodness!
I know this is so silly.
The concave though for ShoWTimE.
You don't love PvP. What's wrong with you? Look at these armies. It's so silly.
You got these big ass balls of snowballs, whatever.
Can we get a count on those Archons, Travis? How many Archons is
there? 16 Archons. 16 big boys. Big brain boys.
And Neeb has how many big brain boys?
Neeb's big brain cell count is dropping by the second. Down to 8.
Neeb is losing his brain cells.
He's losing his big brain cells.
Dang.
But his big robo boys are pounding away. So wow, we saw that 16 Archon count pretty quickly get halved there. He's at 7 right now.
Travis, half of 16 is 8. I'm just kidding.
It's close to half. Close to half. Okay.
I'm just teasing you. I know you think it's 7. Yeah, that was like a minute-long fight where Neeb just kept retreating.
I think we definitely want to. Yeah, we'll look at that on the way back. But Neeb pretty much just, starting at his 4th tier, literally just took fight after fight after fight, just backing up and up until he finally got the, I guess the good fight. Well, was ShoWTimE reinforcing his army that fight? Well, he has the warp prism, so he must have been, I assume.
We'll have to go back and see. Well, I think the reason Neeb was retreating, of course, is because he was getting more value out of the disruptors the longer the fight went on.
That's true. That is true.
And yeah, you don't want to fight into concave like this. If Neeb... The disruptors are such an interesting transition. I guess that's the way Neeb wins his... It's a pretty good tool late game, because if you get 6 disruptors, that's a lot of value right there.
Right.
This looks like that fight didn't go so well for Neeb. We'll have to look at that again. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. See what happens. Maybe ShoWTimE just takes him down here or something. Supply is still like super even. Exactly the same.
Yes.
What the hell? This game is crazy. I don't understand why this game is like so completely even.
Right, at least in terms of the supply.
I know, this is ridiculous. Like even during this fight, the supply was the same.
Right.
And even after the fight, the supply is the same. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so throughout the game, ShoWTimE's Archon count has been extremely high, much higher than Neeb's.
Right.
And his Immortal count has been lower than Neeb's, so maybe ShoWTimE took more gases than Neeb. We'll have to double check later. Yeah, the economy is not looking too hot.
Most of these players are on pretty low probe counts for this late in the game. About 45 probes for each player.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they've kept knocking each other down. Oh, it's close. It's close. It's close. It's close. Who's gonna win?
These Phoenix are...
Oh.
But these Immortals!
What? Oh my god. Oh, I think ShoWTimE.
What? How did the more person even die? What? What is this game?
Oh boy.
I actually could not tell who was winning. It literally looked like one person was winning 1 second, and then the next second it didn't.
It looks like ShoWTime's gonna take it though.
Yeah, these...
Because ShoWTime probably is starting to like remake some. You know, Neeb's economy is actually way better.
Right, he's got the mining.
So if Neeb knew that, there's no way he would attack right. But I guess he doesn't know how many bases ShoWTime is on. Yeah, he was just checking for that base real fast. So if you're Neeb and you understand the situation, you just don't attack, right?
Right.
Because you have the better economy. So we'll see what Neeb ends up. I hope he doesn't attack. He should know. He's taking another base. I guess that's okay. I wonder what ShoWTime's plan is right now. Is he just long distance mining? Oh, that's...
Looks like it.
What's the units tab look like? 4 Zealots, 2 Archons, 4... Okay, yeah. So it seems like Neeb should win at this point. He's got the advantage for sure. Especially since ShoWTime can't afford an X. ShoWTime's probably running out of even more minerals at this.
Right, if this 4 finishes...
Is my mic doing okay or is it cutting out?
No, it seems alright.
Okay. The Phoenix still buggering around.
So Neeb should definitely be able to defend this base at this point.
Yeah, it seems like it. Oh no, this is a terrible move from Neeb. Oh no. Why would you do this? Oh, that was horrible. Oh god. Yeah, Neeb, that was... Yeah, there was nothing smart about that move from Neeb.
He still has a nice sell account, but the stalkers.
Yeah. Neeb definitely should have known better than to do that. There's no reason for that. Those 4 stalkers are so expensive too. You know, with those 4 stalkers, I think he holds, but here he might lose? Question mark? Maybe not. Maybe not.
What in
maybe so.
God's name? Not again!
It's just silly.
So Neeb wins, right? I'm pretty confident Neeb wins at this point.
Where's ShoWTime's supply at? It's higher than Neeb's. What? Is it all his probes?
It must be the probes. Yeah. He's up 5 probes.
What is ShoWTime's
The Phoenix, he had Phoenix. The 3 Phoenix.
There's no way ShoWTime wins unless Neeb makes a terrible mistake. Like, attacking is the worst decision Neeb can make. Don't attack Neeb. You have so much more economy. Just defend your 4th. I wonder, maybe Neeb doesn't have all the information, but he should know how many bases ShoWTime's on at least. Yeah, ShoWTime should lose this. DT, that's good, I like that. DT's gonna check for 4ths, probably. Here comes ShoWTime. Alright, this looks like the end. Yeah, well, this looks like it.
Alright.
Nice. Okay. Cool. I thought I remembered ShoWTime winning that game actually, but I guess not. That was crazy.
Alright, let's take it back from the beginning.
Okay.
Go in ×2 and just tell me when to stop and we'll take a closer look.
Let's see. So Neeb opens with the 4 stalker. You can ×1 it.
Sure.
×2 is a bit too fast. Oh, what are you doing, Neeb? Does he lose a stalker? Okay.
He does get the pylon.
So ShoWTimE has 3 stalkers and a sentry, and Neeb has 4 stalkers. And Neeb. Okay, I like this. I like this out of Neeb. So a lot of times it's scary to go Oracle first when you go Stargate, because if the other person has a Stargate and they build Phoenix, like ShoWTimE is, then you're just kind of wrecked, you know?
So he puts on the stalker pressure.
Mm-hmm. So this is a lot of information for me. So this is kind of unlucky, actually. Like, I like the idea from Neeb that the 4 stalkers will be able to figure out what's happening, and also draw his units to the front so the Oracle can go into the main. But ShoWTimE is savvy to Neeb's words.
So before that Oracle came in, Neeb did not. Did Neeb know it was a Stargate play?
No, Neeb didn't know.
Could he have figured that out? Is there any way he could have figured that out, seeing like the unit count from ShoWTimE?
Stalker Sentry can be a robo play. It could be a blink play that's a little weird. And it can just be a safe expansion. I don't think there's any way Neeb could have told that it was a Stargate play. I mean, Stargate's in the meta, so he maybe could have guessed, but that's... But actually, I think a lot of times when you do that stalker pressure in the front, pause it.
Sure.
When you do that stalker pressure in the front, the opponent will bring the Phoenix to lift your stalkers to like win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Neeb was thinking that that's probably what normally happens, and then the Oracle does work.
Mm-hmm.
So...
But ShoWTimE kept the Phoenix in the base.
Yeah, yes, I don't blame Neeb for that, even though he flew right into the Phoenix. Like, it's like a kind of a lotto situation, but Neeb did his best to try to give himself an advantage by doing the pressure at the front. So he gets a little chance of knowing what's there.
Right.
And other than that, you go 2 Oracles, which Neeb went. You can't catch up in Phoenix, obviously, so Blink is the right move from Neeb, I believe. And they both have standard follow-ups to the open. Both standard openers and both standard follow-ups. Yeah, I really like what I see out of both of them so far. Okay, so the next key moment I think was when Neeb decided to attack, and I thought the attack was super smart. Like, that's not an attack I would normally make, but it makes a lot of sense. Let's see. I think 8 gates is standard, so both players probably get up to 8 gates and take their third. Neeb, do they both have 8 Travis?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can just click the buildings tab.
No, X. 1, 2.
Okay, fine.
What's the buildings?
Structures. T structures.
Oh my god! Look at that.
I guess it doesn't tell you that. Yeah.
This is my least used tab by far. Wow.
You didn't even know. I like how they line up the buildings exactly the same. So
yeah, it's beautiful.
It says 7 for Neeb, but maybe there's 1 in production. Oh no, there's 1 gateway. So he hasn't morphed yet. They both have 8. They're both not being weird. Okay, so Neeb cuts probes here at how many?
It's like 42, 43.
Before he just lost 5. It was like 45, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's losing a bunch. But, okay, yeah, so let's talk about this attack from Neeb real fast.
Okay.
So Neeb builds all these Blink Stalkers. You can pause real fast. He builds 11 Blink Stalkers, if I can count correctly. Yes.
Yep.
You can't take that away from me, Travis.
Fast counting.
And this is a very precise type of attack because the idea is ShoWTimE builds 4 Phoenix that costs 600 minerals, 400 gas, I think. And Neeb builds Stalkers. The Stalkers will lose value as the game continues. And the Phoenix will not help in this fight pretty much at all. especially since they just used all their energy on the probes. So, oh, and one other interesting fact is that two stalkers actually have about the same DPS and amount of life as one immortal. So, at least earlier-ish in the game, in PvP, two stalkers are as good as an immortal. Like, not if it's immortal versus two stalkers straight up. Like, immortals fuck stalkers. But as long as like it's stalkers firing against zealots and immortals firing against zealots, then it's pretty even actually. In a big fight.
Right.
So if you know that your opponent has invested into 4 Phoenix, which are not going to help at all in the fight, then Neeb pretty much has a big advantage in this fight here.
So this is the perfect window where he has a stalker count. He knows pretty much exactly what ShoWTimE has.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah, so it's a really nice timing. Also, maybe he can catch ShoWTimE tripping, like building too many probes, not seeing it coming.
Right, you get slightly out of position.
Obviously, you don't have to do this. You can also just keep defending the Phoenix and macroing up. But the attack makes a lot of sense, just from thinking about who has put their money where. And I wonder if Neeb also just finished an upgrade. If he timed it out like that, that'd be cool too. If you back up real fast and see if like all his upgrades finished to time up for this attack, if he's been planning it.
It does look like it. Charge finishes and +1 attack.
Yeah. So let's see. They finish and he attacks, I think, right?
Right, all pretty much on time here. Right, as soon as the upgrade finishes, he starts to move out.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is one of Neeb's pretty thought out plans to do against Phoenix situation. And it seems pretty strong to me. I'll take this response for sure if I ever get myself in this situation.
So if we read into this a little more, so you're just explaining that Neeb has this is a pre-planned thing, in this situation. He recognizes that for this window, like you said, he can make this push work. He has the stalker count, he has the zealots, he has the 2 archons. He can win right here. But you also mentioned that alternatively, you could hypothetically just stay back, right? Just defend Phoenix. Do you think this is like, obviously it's Neeb, right? But do you think this is like, it's moves like these that separate, good players from like really good players, where you could get you staying home could be a perfectly good decision, but you have to take that risk to get ahead. So he's like, I have this opportunity, I'm going to take it. I have confidence in myself.
Well,
or do you think he was going to push just regardless, like, because he planned this all out with the timings and whatnot? Because it's Neeb, I assume.
Obviously, it's a bit game by game. Like, maybe they have the same boosters, but somehow things are slightly different. This attack isn't so good. But definitely good decision making by Neeb to go for the attack here. As far as it separating Neeb from other players, I don't know. It's a good decision. It's a good decision for sure.
And so is this push? So right now Neeb's doing this push. And we saw that, right? Him making the more stalkers, that was a reaction, correct, to not obviously he wasn't going to catch up in the Phoenix count. He's going to make more stalkers and catch back up in that regard. So is this like Neeb basically has all these stints planned out in his head? Like, if I find out that they're also going Stargate, but that they come out ahead, they have the Phoenix, immediately I know I'm going to immediately go for the stalkers, and I already have this like build path planned out where I can do a nice push here with the charge and +1 attack and X amount of units. You think he has that all kind of preset in his mind?
Yes, I think this for a scenario this standard, like both players opening up Stargates, one going Phoenix, one going Oracle, is not too uncommon a situation. It happens a lot. I'm sure Neeb has been in this situation before. And the fact that his upgrades lined up crisply, like, and then he just goes for the attack, it feels like
it's almost evidence that he knows. Okay.
So it seems like just good planning from Neeb. Like, this good shit. It's the good shit. Also notice no immortals in Neeb's army, I think.
Right.
Like I was saying, 2 stalkers, as good as an immortal, as long as they're both targeting units that aren't armored.
Mm-hmm.
Like immortals obviously do more DPS to armored units,
Right.
but
And he does a good
non-armored
job of
units.
putting the zealots there in front. None of his stalkers have died yet.
Mhm. And then the stalkers lose value the later the game goes on because 2 stalkers take up more space than an immortal. So like in the giant ball, there's less damage output density, or I don't even know how to say that, but
sounds
you know.
cool.
Thank you. Let's go with that. Damage output density.
Wow, you just damage output
sound...
density. I like it.
You know what I mean.
Let's
though.
use that. Let's use that from now on.
Okay.
Damage output density. No, I think that actually is correct. Damage output density, because it's the density of units, right? And right, it's like the concept you have the ball of units. They do more damage if you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
wow.
like Thank you very much.
Really flexing that big brain.
That's right. Here at Big Brain Casting, we intelligent.
We've coined officially TM. Big. What's the term? The damage output density is trademarked now. Big brain casting.
Right. So okay, Neeb doesn't lose the word. If he's a little less sloppy with the word prism, perhaps he wins right there and doesn't have to go through all this. But as it is, the game goes on. Another interesting thing is maybe Neeb doesn't need to go for the throat there. Maybe he can go for the third, just back up. But I think I would have. It makes sense to just.
Right. I don't think he even checked for the third, although he probably knew it was there.
I guess he saw it going up.
Yeah.
When you checked vision, but it makes sense. I mean, the Phoenix just went in and killed 11 workers, so it makes sense. Just goes for it all.
Or maybe he goes for it because he loses the warp prism.
That doesn't make sense because you want the warp prism if you're going for it.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so this is where somehow ShoWTimE just gets a much larger Archon count and much larger count. They're both mining all 6 gases. I wonder how this. Can you get the production tab open?
Sure.
Oh, Dark Shine. I like this move from Neeb. I feel like this is another one of those things where you can throw down a Dark Shine at any point of the game, and it's like almost never wrong after some point in the game.
Right, the potential payoff is, I mean, just the value, because from now on through the rest of the game, and we even see way further into the game, Neeb just makes these random DTs to just be very annoying.
I'm pretty sure we didn't really watch the DTs too much, but I think they do throughout the game.
Yeah, he puts them in a drop, he sends them to hit a base building, something like that. I mean, and then similarly on ShoWTimE side, clearly he has the money, right? Dropping a DT Shrine would not, hurt his production at all at this point.
I think it's something like I was saying in the parting game where he went DTs, that just throw it in. Like, you don't want to do it every game because then players will know, and they'll just build a cannon in each base. But sometimes players are greedy because they don't expect the Dark Shine, or they don't have very many. If they know the Dark Shine is going down, you just throw cannons down every base every time. Right. If you don't know it's coming, sometimes you don't throw it down. You don't want to throw it down.
But
it's like,
would it be true that even prompting the response for cannons to be built is already worth it in itself? I mean, the DG Shine's not that expensive.
True. That is true, but sometimes players will build the cannons anyways, is what I'm saying, which is why it's a Neeb.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So Neeb doesn't do this every game.
Right.
He's like, this game might be useful.
So I don't know, just do it like 50% of the time. I don't know. Just not every time, but a good percentage of the time. And in the super, super late game, like, you can just throw it down.
Yeah, 11 probes lost here.
I'm surprised. So when ShoWTimE did that first push out, Neeb's pushing it. God, so many. I still don't understand how ShoWTimE gets such a large arc. What the hell?
So Neeb recalls a big part of his army here.
Yeah, look, I don't think Neeb built cannons in any of his bases.
No, he did not.
Did he? Maybe in his natural and now he's building on.
Right.
So if ShoWTimE built DTs a lot earlier, it's kind of like a guessing game. Like, does he have the Dark Shrine? Maybe now. And you don't want to build the cannons if, yeah, like I said. But okay, it's happening.
So before we get into this gauge, so
60 probe.
You were mentioning that you felt like ShoWTimE had a bigger army, or just was it the Archon count that you were surprised about?
Yeah, the Archon count is so high for ShoWTimE. I was surprised by that.
So going into this fight, he does have the 3 Archon advantage, but the Immortal count for Neeb, right? 5 versus 2. Everything else is pretty similar. Who wins this on paper?
Either player wins this if they have a better concave, I think. I kind of favor Neeb's army a bit more with all the Immortals. But it looks like ShoWTimE smartly coming in from 2 angles is going to get that concave.
Right.
So he should... yeah.
So over time, the Immortals do outvalue any other, right? Assuming they're just allowed to fire throughout the whole fight, they're gonna clean up anything else that's not Immortals, right?
So the Immortals really gain their value once all the Zealots from both sides are dead. The Zealots tank for a while, and then they all die, and then it's like Archon Immortal versus Archon Immortal. That's when the Immortal really shines. Pounding at Archon.
Alright, well,
Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, he backs up. Okay. Okay. Doesn't really interesting. Yeah, it looks like a kind of an awkward attack from ShoWTimE. Yeah, I'm surprised there haven't been more Zealot run bys this game, actually.
Yeah.
Normal. Whoa, excuse me. Normal, a bunch of Zealot run bys, a bunch of stuff going everywhere. But maybe that's just like the brand of protoss I play, I don't know.
This is interesting.
Oh, no, here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
He does let the Zealots in, but then I wasn't sure. Oh, then. Oh, speak of the devil, so.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
I think this is the first time they've done this. I think either player has ran Zealots into a mineral line.
It's kind of interesting they waited till they're maxed. I think they should. So when ShoWTimE went for that attack way earlier at the 3rd of Neeb, that was like a 1-pronged attack, right?
Right.
But I feel like 2-pronged attacks in PvP are almost always stronger. Like War Prism in the main attack at the 3rd is so hard to deal with.
Right.
But maybe ShoWTimE didn't have a War Prism, or Neeb was just prepared or something. But anyways, okay. So this Disruptor transition from Neeb is kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
So pretty much from now, he already has 1 Disruptor out for this fight, or 2. 2. Apologies. But in this sequence for the next few minutes, right? This is the fight where we see Neeb backing up repeatedly and just really getting the value out of that, the Disruptors. And I think by the end of this fight, Neeb has like 5 Disruptors or something like that. So it's just, and then I think Neeb holds, right. He comes out ahead at the end. But I mean, we'll watch it, so we'll see. But
yeah. So 16-15 right now. We'll see how long the fight lasts. But man, ShoWTimE just gets excellent positioning, and ShoWTime's army just visually looks so much bigger. Right now. That's what transitioning to Disruptors will do. Your army is going to look a bit small, but the Disruptors will get there.
So at this point, ShoWTimE kills. I'm gonna pause real quick. So he kills this base. Neeb is pushing across with this little army right here.
Didn't even see that.
Which I assume is going to kill this Nexus. There's really nothing here to stop that. So we know ShoWTimE pursues this army, and he knows the Disruptors are there. And yet he keeps pushing. Do you think that's the right decision? Do you think he just takes his base and like goes back and saves his own base?
The thing is, when your opponent's going disruptors, you're kind of on a timer. And since ShoWTimE knows Neeb only has 2 disruptors, I think it's a good decision to just keep going for it.
Okay, so he's like, okay, I'm just gonna steamroll you here.
Mm-hmm.
Not steamroll, but try to win it, basically.
Yes, I feel like if Neeb gets like 6 disruptors, if ShoWTimE waited till Neeb got 6 disruptors, it'd be all over.
Right.
It's too much.
Because he has
Too much.
he's not even making any disruptors. So.
Yeah. So let's see, does Neeb fight? He keeps backing up. Yeah, so with this Archon Immortal, you can really kite Zealots pretty well. Oh my god, that's so...
That's so many Archons, look at that!
Oh my god.
I'm gonna pause one more time. This is 16 Archons at this point. At this point, he's got 16 Archons versus 11 Archons. Neeb does have a nice 6 Immortals and 2 Disruptors. So, alright, I'm gonna zoom.
I wonder if ShoWTimE like thinks Archons are as good as Immortals or something. Because I don't think they're as good as Immortals in these big fights.
Right.
So the Immortal, I'm pretty sure, beats an Archon one-on-one.
Right, especially pushing into this choke here. The Immortals are just pounding the whole time.
Yeah.
Look at how already the Archon count is decimated. Like how quickly. I'm gonna go back. Just
I didn't realize the fight went that well for Neeb.
Right, like
damn.
I'm gonna go back here just a bit further. Speed up here. So Ras over here. I don't think he kills this Nexus actually, but okay. So at this point, again, okay. So now that we know he ends up losing this fight, what do you think ShoWTimE? What are some other options ShoWTimE could have done? We know his mindset is kind of like you just explained. He knows there's disruptors. Do you feel like he's just like, I have to do this. I have to just somehow finish him off right now?
I think he does have to do it. Well, could he? Yeah, I think this is the right move. It just seems like if you get that disruptor count up to about 6 or something, it seems too strong.
Do you think it's worth it at all for ShoWTimE to split his army up here, or just go for it right here and now?
Potentially worth it to reposition and try to get a better concave or something. But attacking, I think, is the right play. Maybe once again a 2-prong attack would have been better. But I think the decision to attack is.
Yeah. So I'll resume it, but yeah, just from 16 Archons at this point, and he just pushes this choke.
Yeah, the Immortals add so much damage output density to the army.
Damage output density. I love it.
Because they have more range than the Archons too. They can just fire from the back line.
Right. It's just that Immortal line. That Immortal line. It's not even the disruptors. He's only got 1 disruptor. He only had 2 disruptors that entire fight. One of them died. It's these Immortals that just they were untouched.
They lived up to their name.
Yeah. So
that was Disruptor. Did the Disruptor live up to the name in that fight? I guess.
It disrupted.
Kind of like triggered ShoWTimE to attack.
Right.
It disrupted ShoWTimE. Okay. Okay, so that fight went beautiful for Neeb. Disruptors are excellent on the defense. Let's see. Neeb has a definite advantage now, but let's see where this goes wrong. Disruptors are absolutely huge when the opponent is attacking or you're attacking through choke point. Let's see. Oh, okay. I didn't notice that in the first playthrough. That's funny. That's the type of shit that happens to me when I go disruptors.
Disrupt your own army.
Did I show you the clip of me going disruptors versus parting?
You did not.
I have to show you. I will show it to you after this. It's so funny.
Funny good or funny bad?
It was terrible for me. I was so
actually,
sad,
I think you showed me that. I think you showed me that actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah, I do recall. Yeah, actually, I think I remember.
What happened?
This was not recent, right?
This is recent.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna show it to you.
All right,
I'll show it
sure.
to you after.
Sure,
we'll link
sure,
it in the chat. We'll link it in the chat after.
All
It's,
right,
it's
all right.
pretty. It's pretty funny. Oh wait, people have been typing in the chat. Let's see.
Someone got timed out apparently. Oh, but the chat has not loaded on my side, so I've not seen any chat.
Monty SC says one of them keeps blowing into. Yeah, that's me. I have to get a better mic. How did?
I'm gonna go back just a minute just so we can see that sequence again.
Okay.
This is kind of where Neeb loses his advantage, right?
Oh.
Oh, his stream
Oh.
doesn't see that.
You should.
Go
You
back
missed
just
that.
a bit further. Okay, so right here, Neeb is chasing ShoWTimE, right?
Yes. Oh, so the one thing you do not want to do with disruptor is attack to big con. Oh, 3 bad disruptor shots from you.
Oh, and the pickups. Okay, the Phoenix. So that's 3 disruptors, I think, dead right there. I mean, arguably...
Wow, how did that happen? That went so well for ShoWTimE. I don't understand.
I think it's just because Neeb was just on... He had the 3 disruptors lifted. They lost those 3. And I think just the concave of ShoWTimE pursuing just cleaned up a whole bunch.
Let's watch it one more time real fast.
So maybe kind of like an overextension. Just so here you see it. So at this point, Neeb way up in supply, 20 supply up. Up in pretty much everything, Immortals. Not up in Archons, but 7 disruptors, right? 7 disruptors at this point. He should be fine. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like you get here, it should be.
So right here, literally right here, loses 3 disruptors.
Wow, the disruptors really. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he ends up losing a 4th disruptor. He had 2. He lost 5 during that fight, and he just pretty much full on move commanded like retreat, and then he ended up losing like another Archon at the end there.
Wow. That's strange. You know, the fact that ShoWTimE has so many Archons is actually good versus disruptors, I think. Because they're so fat.
Right. Yeah.
Disruptor shot hits like
that damage dense.
Yeah. That's that unit density.
That's what is that? That's
the fatter your units.
That's literal unit. That's mass unit mass.
What happens here?
Square footage.
Keeps picking up the Phoenix. Yeah, if Neeb has more Archons in his army, then these disruptors can't be. The Phoenix will die a lot quicker, I think. But the disruptors are pretty. They're pretty gas. It could be. Man, so Neeb went from just a few fights. That's pretty. I don't really know what to make of that because I thought Neeb. PvP is weird. Yeah, kiting like this is really good when you have the immortal because they have more range.
So just from glances, it looks like ShoWTimE is winning this, right? He's at the Phoenix lifting, but then these Immortals, these 4 Immortals, just clean up everything. Not everything, but they keep Neeb alive.
Immortals are pretty good. That's pretty crazy though. Like ShoWTimE went from being behind to having to force Neeb to pull probes. Those Phoenix put in work on the disruptors.
Right.
I'll have to go back later and take note of exactly how ShoWTimE acts because I get fucked by disruptors. I would, in that position, in ShoWTimE's position, I would have so quickly, but ShoWTimE puts in a lot of work. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, so at this point,
Mm-hmm.
ShoWTimE knows there's barely any army left for Neeb.
Mm-hmm.
Does he take a fourth? Should he take a fourth right here?
Well, the problem is he has no money.
That is true. That is true. I mean, does he save up?
It's really tough in these positions. When the econ is so low, 400 minerals is a lot.
So this is okay. So I just want to point out. So Neeb takes the fourth, right?
Uh-huh.
And ShoWTimE doesn't take the fourth. So from your perspective, after just seeing that fight, who's ahead right now? Before taking the fourth, who came out ahead?
I would say Neeb, just because of how poor ShoWTimE is, how little econ he has. Actually, the only reason I'm giving Neeb the advantage is because he has all his minerals left at where ShoWTimE does, which is huge. Because that means Neeb has double the income of ShoWTimE, even though he has less workers. Doesn't matter. Otherwise, I might even say ShoWTimE with the 4 Phoenix. The 4 Phoenix are huge.
So then taking into that account, so Neeb takes the fourth. ShoWTimE knows obviously he has no money. He has the longest since mine, and he saw when he was at the third here that it still had a pretty healthy mineral count, and he knows that there's still a decent amount of probes there. He doesn't know the fourth is being taken. I guess what the point I'm trying to say is is the reason that he's not taking a fourth because he feels like he would just die if he tried to take a fourth?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have the 400 minerals, and the fourth would be super late. Like, ShoWTimE's options are basically to either lose economically Neeb if he tries to take a fourth, or try to fight Neeb and stop him from taking up a fourth, and then lose like the army game.
Right.
So ShoWTimE just decides that it's better to. And that fight was really close. Neeb had like 2 units left at the end of it, so it makes sense that ShoWTimE tries to go for one more attack and pull probes even. I think that's fine choice. I think we can speed through the rest of this.
Sure.
It's just ShoWTimE goes for one more probe. Like he sees everything. He knows.
Right. He knows. He does not see the fourth yet, but I don't think he finds that out for a little bit longer. Okay, these Phoenix see it.
So then he knows he just has to from there.
A little blunder here with the stalkers.
That's really bad.
And now he pushes immediately. He knows, he sees the fourth. He's like, okay, just killed 4 stalkers. I need to go right now.
1 sec. I'm still a little sick. I really need water.
Drink up, Max.
Alright, yeah. He did the last attack with the probes, right?
Yep.
And then it was game. Yep, okay. I think that's good for this cast. It's a pretty exciting game, really. It was really close.
Alright. You want to give us a quick summary?
So, pretty standard builds from both players, both Stargate. Neeb goes for the frontal aggression and the oracles in the back, which is fine. PvP is a little bit guessy, a little bit of luck with what you're doing, but Neeb gives himself the best chance of it working by attacking at the front while sending the oracles back. But unfortunately, ShoWTimE is for it. So then, since Neeb, so ShoWTimE goes Phoenix, Neeb goes for Blink to defend the Phoenix. Since he's already behind in the Phoenix War, you can't really go Phoenix anymore. And Neeb decides to use that unit advantage to go for a really smart 3-base timing, where the Stalkers are still basically as good as Immortals, as long as the immortals aren't target firing the stalker. Basically, do the same DPS and maybe he wins right there if he doesn't lose the War Prism, maybe not. But anyways, it does damage for sure. It's a good attack. Somehow the game comes out perfectly even after that. And the tech transition from Neeb on this disruptor is really interesting. It's really good when the armies are really big. I guess when Neeb's Archon count started dropping, they became less good because the Phoenix could just start picking them up. But very interesting back and forth game. A lot of good moves from both players. If there's one thing I want to go back and check out, it's how ShoWTimE microed versus disruptors. I still don't really understand what happened there. How ShoWTimE just...
Do you want to take one more look at that? And I'm going to call it.
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Give, please. Hi. You have a moderator on your stream.
I have a moderator on my stream.
Hmm?
Do you have moderator?
No, I don't.
Oh my. I'm gonna fix that. Okay, so is this what you're talking about right here?
Yeah.
On the turnaround. Right, so he has 7 immortals. 7 disruptors rather. At this point.
Yeah, Neeb's army looks great here, right? You know, Neeb doesn't have any zealots, does he?
He's 8.
Mm.
But so Neeb so clearly he's turning back now. Did he overextend? Does he even need to pursue this far? Is there anything wrong with what he did, or was it totally fine? Like he's like, okay, well, just push this in and go back.
I think it's okay if he attacks, because that's how disruptors gain their value, kind of attack and retreat.
Right.
But you need somewhere safe to retreat to. Like you need to be able to retreat to a choke. Otherwise, they just chase you and kill your disruptors like this. And also, one possible problem, if you stay paused.
Sure.
There. Is that Neeb's army is elongated like a penis.
I was thinking not necessarily elongated like a penis. I was thinking it was very what's the word? Horizontally
That's horizontally challenged.
Horizontally challenged. But wow, Max, I never in a million years would I have said like an elongated penis. Jesus Christ.
But it's a real problem, right?
Because... Right, no, yeah. Elongated penis syndrome is a very real problem.
It's real, guys.
Protoss.
Hashtag elongated penis problem. But anyways, yeah, go ahead.
So that's natural. So obviously, right, ShoWTimE's army is more spread out here. That benefits him in a lot of ways. He has the Archons, he has the Immortals. They're gonna just get more damage off. Neeb does have the Disruptors, which hypothetically gives him the advantage on the retreat because he just keeps popping stuff off. They're not gonna catch him. But then the Phoenix come in, which is why we're watching this again. So I can actually just go on ShoWTimE's vision and just see how he handles this. So I'll go ahead and...
I think Neeb might also might shoot off his disruptors too early. Might be a problem.
We do notice, doesn't he waste 3 shots, I think?
I think he does at the very start.
Alright, so let's go ahead and play this.
Like, maybe even before this, his disruptors are in cooldown.
Right, he only shoots off 1. He only shoots off 1, so there's a second shot.
There we go. 2. He keeps running. He keeps getting caught on the corner too, like running around this.
Yeah. This pillar right here kills him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just watch that one more time. Last time.
That running around that circular.
Just look at this part right here.
That hits 1 Archon. Yeah, so Neeb fires off those 3 disruptors way too early. That's a big problem. So I'll say the problem is actually Neeb's army positioning, because ShoWTimE didn't actually do anything special. He just dodged the first 3 by retreating, picked up the other ones that haven't fired yet, and attacked him around the pillar. So I think that's bad. Like if Neeb attacks straight up, like the path he's in now, then he's fine. Because then he just retreats back up.
But it just
But
so
having a
happened that
retreat-
that one particular angle right here just
I think so.
effed him over.
I think so. Those first.
Right, he got the 3 disruptors lifted,
Mhm.
and then he couldn't really. He like kind of tried to turn around, but at that point it's too late. Like his army is already so, as you put it so quaintly, elongated down that right, and ShoWTimE's army is swinging up over here. There's
Mhm.
no way you're gonna turn around and win that fight, right? If he did, he
Mhm.
would have lost the game for sure.
Yeah.
So he just had to cut his. Maybe he just wasn't expecting the Phoenix. Like he just temporarily forgot that the Phoenix were like that close, or like they could come in and do that.
Actually, I think that's the first time ShoWTimE showed his Phoenix.
Because he had been keeping them, like they flew down, right?
Mhm.
But yeah. So that kind of let ShoWTimE back in, but then he
Yeah.
does this whole stuff. Anyways,
Okay. Let's call it.
all right.
Good-
So
good-
yeah, that was
Good job.
pretty good. We came up with unit attack density, right?
Mhm.
Unit attack density.
We did come up with that.
You came up with that. Props to you.
We came up with it.
Alright,
I couldn't have done it without you.
I appreciate it. And then the one that was all you was long. What? I don't remember what she said, Max, but it was like horizontal, like it was stretched like a flattened. His army's flattened like an elongated penis. Right, if there's any takeaway from this match, it's that phrase. I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, that's it.
Penis.
Alright, good. Good night.